Welcome, welcome, welcome to Garnetqueentarot, where we are inspired to rise. How are my wonderful Scorpios today? How you guys doing? What's going on? Welcome to Garnetqueentarot. Oh, but before we get started, we definitely have to practice our breathing so that we leave that negativity and those negative vibes outside the door. We don't want to be traveling with it, going anywhere with it, and we're going into our sacred realm. So they don't have a ticket to come in. Okay, so we're going to inhale twice and then exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Woo. Shake it off, shake it off. Leave that stuff outside the door. Go around with your neck. You gotta stretch and relax. However you relax. Woo. Here we go. We're going into the beauty and the soul. So that means that you have to have a clear mindset. You have to focus on what questions you have so we can unveil answers. You have to still be in your spirit realm where you're relaxed, you're breathing, and we get to listen. Spirits reveal to us answers to the questions for Scorpio. Reveal to us what may be hidden. Help to reveal and unveil what they need to learn. Help them to get more in tuned with their intuition. Release any tension built up in their shoulders, in their muscles, in their belly. Oh, let us crush any anxiety. Speak to us on behalf of our wonderful, wonderful Scorpios, and let them gain the knowledge and understanding that they are seeking. Here we go, here we go. Spirit says, choose wisely. Be mindful that the decisions you make may have a positive or negative effect on you and or others around you. Scorpio, that's not something they even have to worry about where you're concerned, because you're not a selfish person. You don't think merely of yourself. You believe that everyone matters that's in your life, in your circle. People that care about you, you care about them. You even care about people that don't care about you. You're a giver. So when you get into this realm, you notice that I tell you to leave a lot of baggage outside the door. It pulls you down and stresses you out. And if you don't focus, let me tell you something. This is repetitive, but it is so important for people to line themselves up correctly. Align yourself up. When you're manifesting on your feelings, do you know manifestation is about your feelings? Is what you feel, not what you want, but what you feel. And when you manifest on something and you see, okay, I'm working on this. How can I grow it? How can I make it better? What feeling am I able to express, because this is where I am right now? I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing that. I would like to do this. I would like to do that. And be honest with yourself. If you can't tell yourself the truth, what does that say about you? We cannot hide who we are. Whether you like, we all have imperfections mindfully, okay? And we tend to make decisions a lot of times as something that's appeasing to others, not so much ourselves. Like say if you felt like going to the movies tonight, But your girls or your friends or your husband might feel like, no, I want to go to the club, or I want to do this, I want to do that. You know that's not what you're feeling like, but to keep the peace and appease others, you might go along with it just so there's peace. So when things happen around you and a decision is made, do a lot of times people come back and blame you for certain things when you went along with the group just to appease the group because you outnumbered? And then when things don't work out and they say, we should have just gone to the movies, do they say Scorpio was right, or we should have just gone to the movies? Not knowing that you said it earlier, but they chose not to listen to you. And then they say, Scorpio, you should have pushed the issue, make this decision, but because you leave it up to other people and they pass the buck back to you. And you take that, you listen, you might shrug it off or laugh it off. But you realize that you're always doing what others want you to do versus what you should do. And as you're continually, coming out of your shell, you realize that nobody has all the answers. All suggestions are welcome. But if you're making a decision, make the decision. Don't leave it to other people and just, you're not a follower, Scorpio. So stop following others unless you're learning something. Okay? You're the money sign. You're the one with the ideas. You're the one that needs to keep moving forward. You don't want to be opinionated, but sometimes you just know things may fit better if we do it this way or that way. Don't let people throw you off your game. You're relinquishing your power when you allow that to transpire. Speak your mind, speak your truth, and make a move. But if people don't know your ideas all the time, or they didn't hear it, speak up so they can. So they know when they fumble the ball, you were on the right track all along. You was getting ready to get a touchdown and they took you off your path. Don't allow that. Don't let people put fear in you, make you anxious to make choices that are not the right ones. So decisions you make can have a positive or negative effect, but do the research so you can make the best judgment call. You are a leader. Act like it. Okay? The time has come for you to do the work, to heal your inner child. Doing this will help you to heal and understand why certain things and people continue to show up in your life. Remember that nothing good comes from ignoring a hurting child. So these are some things that, Scorpio, that might help to express why it's so hard for you to make certain decisions, because as a child, maybe, you felt ignored, that your voice wasn't heard. So you don't speak up because they don't listen anyway. And when certain people come into your life, you have to figure out why. Why? Unplug the block that you have to your healing because of what people did to you in your past. People can't continue to hold the reins of your life if you don't want them to. If that buggy, if that car, if anything is holding you back because of lack of transportation, lack of communication, lack of desire, lack of need, being able to be expressed so you can listen to your true self, if you tune into your intuition, you'll hear things that are sitting right there that you're ignoring. When you are more in tune with yourself, you pick up certain vibrations. It's just the vibrations change you and it changes your path. And you don't want to miss a beat because you're allowing other people to turn off your volume. You can't allow that. That inner child inside of you sometimes is screaming, and nobody's hearing what the scream is about. Nobody's even hearing the scream because that inner child feels silenced. And as you're screaming, the volume is deafening to you, but not to other people because they don't hear you. Because you're screaming in your mind, your soul, but your volume is off. And people can't hear what you're saying because at times you could be timid until you explode. So going through the process, it's starting to show you your truth. And your truth is that you allowed others to turn down your volume. You are the one with the switch access, but yet you allow other people to play with your various levels because you're feeding into what they need or what they want other than what you need or what you want. And I'm not saying to be selfish. It's just showing that it's a vibration. It's a vibration. And it's you listening to your intuition. People say, oh, I hear about this intuition all the time. You don't understand it if you have to ask about it over and over and still don't get it. Your intuition is your voice. It's what's coming out and developing inside of you that you're supposed to share so you can help not only elevate yourself, but basically help other people too. But it mostly puts you in touch with your vibration and what it is you're feeling, what it is you need for yourself. And you learn a lot about yourself when you listen to your intuition. Let me tell you, you learn about things you like, things you don't like, what aggravates you, what pulls at your heartstrings. You start to line up with what you want. There are people that realize after a while that when you start getting into your intuition, you start realizing that people are treating you a certain way that before you didn't like it, but now you see it and realize that it's completely wrong for you because you know what you want and what you don't want. It's just that you have to pull it out from inside of you and decipher it to figure out what it's telling you. You ever been with somebody and then maybe weeks or years after you say, what the heck was I thinking? That's what life is about. It's uncovering, unveiling, getting to know who you are and showing that side of you to the world because that's your voice. Listening to your intuition is like listening to yourself. What am I saying? There was a person and she asked me to record her at certain times about certain things. And I told her, just get your camera and when you're speaking with someone, listen to what you're saying. Because, you know, a lot of times when people get upset with someone, they say things, hurtful things, maybe things they didn't even mean. But to get to that person and let them know how they hurting. That's why I tell you, hurt people. Because when somebody is hurting about something and they're trying to convey that information to someone else and they're not grasping the concept of what that person is saying, somebody will throw a jab in. You know, because I'm sick of arguing with you. I'm sick of going back and forth with you. So now I understand why your husband left you, or now I understand why your wife didn't want to be with you no more. That's a jab, and it's hurtful because of your lack of communication. And sometimes people say things and they don't realize they've said what they've said. And when they hear it and they play the recording back for themselves, they wish it never came out their mouths. When you start seeing yourself in action and viewing who you are, you'll realize that there are things you like about yourself and things you don't like about yourself. So what do you need to do? And the more you get in tune with who you are, the more you rationalize, the more you decipher, the more you think about things. And you realize, I could have come off a little bit better in saying this. I could have said this and let them know my frustration, but not attack them personally. You start learning about who you are. This is the beauty and the soul. Just diving into yourself. This is something that we need to do at least once a week minimum. Where you just take some time out for you and figure out on your different approaches and how to speak to people. You always see when People are doing shows and skits and things like that. They practice and how did that sound? How did this sound? Oh no, it was too zesty this way. No, I was too sweet that way. No, I sounded real angry. That's what you do as you're starting to learn about who you are. Ever have people tell you, you say the nastiest things, or why you had to come off like that? Why you embarrassed me like that? Why? Listen to yourself and work on who you are to make you better. Maybe you don't regret the situation, but it's just taking the cover off so that you can see how you come off and what you say. Spirit says you are the magician. Whatever it is you wish to have in this lifetime, you must develop the willpower to make it happen and make it yours. You see, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. You know what it is to be a magician? Listen to the meaning of it. To be a magician. A magician practices tricks. They also make that illusion happen. They turn things that seem invisible into reality. They make things disappear. They make things appear. They're telling you that you have the power of a magician. You can make the positive changes in your life if you really want to. People always say, if I knew, if this, if that. People can't read your mind. And you can't wait for them to dictate to you what's best for you. You know what you envision. You have to see it, right? Now, if you believe it, you can envision it and you can make it happen. But you have to be able to see it in some form in your mind and then turn it into reality. You understand? Like, say if you say, okay, I want to bake a cake. You could wish on a cake all you want to, just like wishing on a star, and it not be present. But because of who you are, where your magic comes from, because we're all embedded with magic. It's just how we utilize it, if we even recognize it. But if you believe, let me tell you something. I was reading something the other day and it said, if you see it, you believe it. Or do you believe it and then you see it? To me, when you believe in something, what you're wishing upon or wishing for can appear to you in your vision, in your dreams, just the way it's supposed to be. But you had the dream in you first, right? Because you believed it, you held on to it, and then you start to envision it. Or do you envision it, then believe it, and then it manifests in your life? Which part of the spectrum do you see it? That's a really deep question. Now, if I want something in my life, do I see myself attaining it first? And then I believe it could happen? Or do I believe it could happen and then I see it happening and then I turn it into reality because I saw it first, or is it because I believed it first? How do you think? How does your mind work? That's when you get in tune with yourself and you put it out there for yourself. Manifestation is a feeling, and it takes you to a different place, a place where your dreams come true, a place where you turn maybe that fantasy, that desire, that will, into something tangible. You can't just float, float, float and keep going. Don't know where you're going or what you need to do to get there. Whatever you develop in your mind and you start focusing on it, it will appear in your reality because you believe in it. If you believe it, you can achieve it, right? If you believe it, you can envision it. You can see it. My husband says things like, oh, well, he's an artist. So he likes to, that's just one of his hobbies. He wants to be able to spend his time full-time drawing. Oh, excuse me, painting. He gets mad when I say drawing. Okay? And then he says, you know what I saw in my dream last night? This painting. And I saw how I'm going to paint it. So he saw it in a dream, and then he puts it on canvas. And he makes it just how he saw it. He'll take time, he'll close his eyes, and he'll see the highlights in it. And somehow, some way, he locks down the process to achieve it. And he believes it. But he saw it in a dream first, and then manifested on that to turn it into reality, to see the steps and everything he would need to make it real. When you look into your life and you listen to your intuition, your picture is already mapped out before you. And it's up to you to make it real. So, as this says, basically, focus on building yourself up with what you dream about what you desire, about what you want, and it's what you believe. Is what you believe. And there, when you know that, messages start coming to you automatically. You think you're going crazy because you're seeing another level that hasn't taken place yet. Your intuition revealed that message to you. And it's for you now to take the bone and run with it. Because you already know what you're aiming toward. Whether it's the background of a beautiful garden, a forest, just somewhere in the wilderness, and an event, something profound in your life that you want, and believe in yourself to achieve it. There will soon be cause for celebration in your life. Spirit says, get ready to call up family and friends to propose a toast to you on your achievements. That means you know about getting in tune with your intuition. You realize that you are the master artist of your painting. You are the one that can turn that belief, that dream, into something bigger, into a reality that maybe you didn't even see for yourself. And then all of a sudden, you continue to focus on you. You follow your intuition. And then what do? You celebrate your life because you manifested it into reality, what you were seeking. You put the sweat equity and the work in. That's the breaking news. That's the breaking news. You are more than you give yourself credit for. And you have buried treasures inside of you that you have to dig up and work through to be the best you. So stay aligned, stay in tune with yourself. Don't take anything for granted. Listen, stop, look, and listen. Stop, look, and listen. Stop from what you're doing. Be in your own space, in your own realm, doing what you love. As you're writing this down in your manifestation journal, you're answering that major question. What do I want to do and what do I love? Know what that is. That's your purpose. Once you know that, what are the steps necessary to achieve my purpose? What are the steps necessary? So you start breaking it down now. And you close your eyes to see yourself going through these steps, getting closer to your goal. And you close your eyes, you open. You close, you open. Because you have to think about things. If you try something and it doesn't work, you tweak it and try it a different way. And you keep going until you get it. And then the last time that you open and close your eyes is when you look, because you've been going through the process and you've reached your reward. That's what life is about. Fall down 7 times, stand up 8. But pay attention to the steps along the way. Maybe, they built the step and one step was a little bit shorter than all the others. One step was a little shinier than the others and you slipped on it. Whatever the reason is, you're able to decipher it when you hold it true inside of you. And you learn from it until you get to where you need to be. But you don't stop. The ongoing process. You focus and you refocus. You focus and you refocus. And then all of a sudden, you're where you need to be. You're where you want to be. And you're where you envision being. It's a process that only you can focus on and get through. Stay positive. Stay on track. Continue to believe. Put the necessary work in so that you can, flourish in your garden. Fruition. You know how easy it is to block your ears from other people and their nonsense? But sometimes because of being overwhelmed and frustrated, you tend to let certain things go. And then you start getting in tune with yourself because you know how you really feel. And not every battle is meant to be fought. Sometimes you just walk away. Say, excuse me, I just need a moment. Walk away. Because to get to the best you have to block out the noise because there are people throwing daggers left and right. And you don't want to be hit. So when people come and they attack you, it's because they know something you don't. They know that you're on the brink of your success. You putting the work in and you're not really allowing it to resonate with you that this too shall pass. But you know what? It will. Nothing lasts forever. Get in tune with yourself and start to know who you are. Summer's coming soon. You want to be the best you possible and, enjoy splendor in the hot sun. Enjoy the beach. Enjoy the park. Enjoy breathing. Enjoy the cruise ships. Enjoy your life. You will be celebrating, Scorpios. You will be celebrating. Believe that. Take care. Talk soon. The beauty of your soul is revealing who you really are with no expectations from other people, not you appeasing other people, not you diminishing who you are for other people. It's about being you and revealing your truth as you continue to rise. And you reveal your truth only when you've reached your destination. You don't want any more obstacles on the path. Okay? Garnetqueentarot, where we are inspired to rise, the beauty of your soul. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you, Scorpios, for being a part of the channel. Thank you for visiting, and thank you for sharing time and your messages with us. You are appreciated. Till we meet and speak again, have a good one. Garnetqueentarot, be inspired to rise. Signing off. Talk soon.